Well, it is our virtual theme week at Spence Elementary, and I chose for Superhero Day my friend Lisa Olson. She is a children's books author, and one of the first books that she wrote was called Dust Flowers. Her son actually illustrated this one. She is a hero to me because she inspires me every day to never give up on my dreams. She's always wanted to be a published author, and her dream has been coming true over the last couple years. She is a steward of the earth. She's a beautiful human being. So I really wanted to honor her as my superhero of the day. So this is her first book called Dust Flowers. I do want to read the back because her series of books are very interesting. It says during one of the most trying periods in American history, the Dust Bowl era, when the dust storms came and scoured the earth, a little girl nurtures a courageous seedling she found trying to survive in the harsh and unforgiving conditions. She knows the blooms will bring a smile to her mama's tired face as she has heard stories of the garden she used to keep. What she doesn't know is that the little flower promises something even more precious, hope, which I think we all need a little bit of right now. So this is Dust Flowers. And she even dedicated it right there to my Jennifer Woolley. I love you, Lisa Olson. And yes, I have permission to read this to you all. So here we go. Tell me again about the endless fields of wheat, I plead, and about the way Mama's eyes used to dance when she laughed. Tell me about the way things used to be, Granny. All right, Molly, Granny says, pulling me close. When you were born, your papa and granddad were the envy of the whole county. They had the biggest and best wheat crop in the entire state of Oklahoma. We used to proudly watch our menfolk work in the wheat fields that rippled like great golden ocean all around us. Your mama would bring you outside to show you the beauty of God's earth and the great bounty we were blessed with. Are you crying, Granny? I ask, even though I know she is. She always cries when she tells this story. No, child, she says, hugging me close. It's just dust in my eyes, that's all. I hope you can see this, boys and girls. Let me move back. What about Mama's flowers? I ask eagerly. Tell me about the flowers. Your mama's flowers were a sight to see. She always loved her bright, colorful blooms. See that old windmill? Once it was covered by delicate pink and white roses that climbed nearly to the top. Over there were golden nasturtiums and blue forget-me-nots, scarlet poppies, and stately hollyhocks. This very porch was once covered with the meandering vines of her deep blue morning glories. If I close my eyes, I can almost smell them. I look around at the yard and try to envision this beautiful garden, but I can't see past the piles of drifting dust. The bare ground is bleached white like old bones. What happened to the flowers? I ask, although I already know the answer. The rain stopped falling and the dust storms came, Granny says with a heavy sigh. Too much of the land was worked up. The grasslands disappeared and there was nothing to hold the soil in place when the rains dried up. I remember the first dust storm. An angry cloud, blacker than night, came boiling over the horizon. It churned and rolled like a live beast, devouring everything green in its path. It turned the day instantly into night. I shudder. Mama could have kept her flowers watered like we do with the vegetable garden, I say. She could have, Granny says with a sad smile. But since the well dried up a few years back, water is a very precious thing. Your papa and brother have to haul all the water we need from far away. The horses and cows need water. The vegetables need water. We need water to drink and water to do the washing. There's not a drop to spare. I slide off Granny's soft lap and hang over the porch railing. But Mama loved her flowers, I protest. They used to make her laugh. Now she just works too hard. I feel a tear sliding down my chapped face. It isn't fair. Mama's face is always so sad. She rarely smiles, and I don't know when I last heard her laugh. Drought won't last forever, child, Granny says softly. I shrug, not believing her. I glare scornfully at the dust below the porch. A small sprig of green makes me gasp. Granny, I whisper fiercely. Look! Granny's faded calico dress rustles as she leans over the railing next to me. Well, I'll be, she says, smiling down at me. It's a morning glory. Really? I ask hopefully. Looks a little droopy, Granny says, in her voice full of concern. I could get a little I could get it a little drink of water, I say softly. It's wash day. I could take a tiny cup of rinse water. Mama won't even miss it. Granny's face wrinkles into a smile. You could watch over the plant until it blooms. It would be a wonderful surprise for your mama. I'll get the water, I say breathless, with our new secret. Every day, Granny and I tend to the little plant and watch it grow stronger and stronger. Delicate green tendrils wrap around the gray boards of the porch as the shoots stubbornly climb upwards. Mama's too busy scrubbing, trying to win her war against the dust, so she never has time to relax on the back porch. Our secret flourishes as I wait anxiously for the flowers. And one day it happens. Please, Mama, I beg, tugging on her hand. The sweeping can wait. I have something to show you. Mama says that she's too busy, but I drag her along as best as I can. What's this all about? She protests as we round the house. I've got work to do. Mama stops, and her hand flies to her mouth. Granny is sitting in her rocker on the porch. The bright green vines and the blue flowers splash the gray railings around her with vivid color. Oh my, Mama gasps, her eyes welling up with tears. They're beautiful. Her face almost glows with her pleasure. A tiny smile plays at the corner of her mouth. I wait, holding my breath. You wonderful child, Mama says with a little giggle. She holds her arms out to me and I fly into them. She swings me around and laughs out loud. Together, we bury our faces in the fragrant blooms. Mama's eyes are tightly closed as she inhales their sweetness. Another dust storm's coming, Granny says quietly, nodding towards the west. Mama and I hold hands and watch the dark clouds race towards us. She smiles down at me. Let it come, she said, squeezing my hand. I strain my ears and listen for the blowing sand and howling wind, but hear a very different sound, a thrilling sound, the rumble of thunder. Yes, I say, let it come. And that is Dust Flowers. There is a little section on the back to fill the reader in about the Dust Bowl era and what effect that had. But that is just a little story of hope. So that is my superhero of the day and her book, Dust Flowers.